This channel supports 8-Bit Salute and Operation Supply Drop. Please help us raise money to help support our men and women in service throughout the world. Operation Supply Drop, making fun where there is none. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and this is my very, very late impressions of the Battlefield 1 alpha, beta. It was a beta. Why am I thinking alpha? It's funny because I think the reason I said alpha is because I just got finished playing the For Honor alpha, which shows you how long it's been since this has been out. Jeez, I should have done this a long time ago, but things got really busy. Anyway, so what do I think about Battlefield 1? It's cool. It was fun. I had fun with this beta. Despite the issues, it had some crazy issues, namely glitches, things like that, but a couple that we've heard a lot of people go over, and I think I felt the same way. By the way, this is going to be shitty gameplay, partially because I'm not that good at first-person shooters, but also because I think a lot of people will agree that there were some things. Oh shit, I just realized he just bombed the fuck out of me. Good lord, you're gonna see some hilarious shit like that. I got killed in this game in some of the most fucking ridiculous ways, and if you don't believe me, go check out the video I put out where I talk about how the Great War wasn't all that great for me. It's a clip video that shows like some of my most horrific deaths during my first playthrough of the game. It's really bad, really bad. And I just stabbed you in your neck, son. Ouch. That's one thing that I found really, really cool about this game was the bayonet feature. I thought that was a really, really cool feature. I like, oh man, didn't get there in time. But I like how they did the revive thing. You know, you had to get the needle and poke them with the juice, whatever that shit was that they were using back then. It's fine. They're like really clever touches to the game. The melees where you use either the club or you use your shovel, you know, your trench shovel, things like that. Riding the horse, you'd be able to switch to a sword, or you had the long range rifle. Just touches like that of authenticity that DICE always do. You know, look at the tanks, the way that they move, maneuver, you know, very rudimentary. The soldiers' weapons, you know, they very janky. I know a lot of people complained about that when it came to this game, about how these weapons were very inaccurate in a lot of cases. Gotta remember that was kind of a sign of a time. A lot of these things were new. They weren't refined like the machine guns. Machine guns were not refined at all. So, you know, if you had a bolt rifle like I did, even though I suck with it, you were probably better off. Although in a lot of ways, the wildness of the spray of the machine gun kind of made it dangerous too, because anybody could be hit anytime, and it was just. It was an interesting war. If you go over the history of it, the evolution of warfare as far as weaponry is concerned was kind of crazy, because they were really pushing the boundaries. You know, you just got tanks coming near the end. Air warfare was developed. Things like that. Oh, that was a horrible death. What was I doing? I don't know. But it historically speaking, the things that we came to know in World War II, we got because they went through hell with this bullshit in World War I. And that's where I think this game might break for some people, because you're going to have to learn these weapons. I think you have to learn these weapons a lot more than you ever did in any Battlefield. Battlefield has always been a game where to know your weapon is key, because it can help you in gunfights. To know like the recoil, you know, what's the best way to shoot it, things like that. But here you really need to be a master of your weapon. That's why we get to the thing that was probably the biggest problem in this game, and that was the sniper rifles. Everybody decided, fuck this, I'm going to use a sniper, it seems. So people would grab a sniper, find a place to hide, and proceed to pick people off from across the map. Which brings me to the second problem of this beta, which was the size of the map. The map was fucking huge. And it had tremendous open space. So, if you are a sniper, you were in heaven in this beta, because there were lots of nooks and crannies to hide, lots of high spots. That was the big thing that you know, the bluffs were. Yeah, it don't say. Gosh, I suck at reviving. I'm a horrible medic. You know, you had the bluffs where people can get up there. They had a bridge that led to the top of a mountain, which had a like thin trail which people could climb up to and get high enough to where it was damn near impossible to dig them out. So they would just hide up there all day and snipe the shit out of people. It was wild. You would incur a lot of deaths that way, especially if you were playing Rush, because that's all they would do. They would find their spots, they would dig in, and they would snipe until they got dug out, and then they'd find another spot, dig in, snipe the hell out of you until they got dug out, so on and so forth. Like that water tower that we just rode by was one of the spots that I know people pick a lot. So it could be frustrating because the points were so spread out in some areas that going to say G and E or A, it was perilous because you had so much open space. A was surrounded by high points that made easy sniping purchase. G was so far out that you could be covered by the bluffs to the left of it and get sniped from there. E was isolated, so you could blend in with the terrain and you could pick people off. And it definitely made things pretty frustrating at times when it came to the snipers and the size of the map. So it would have been nice if they would have gave us another map to give people a feel of like what it would be like if you were to say play on a more intimate close quarters map, things like that. But even with all that said, you know, as usual, DICE, good mechanics. I guess the third problem, which wasn't a problem to me, but I know a lot of people had problems, would be, I guess, combating armor. Again, rudimentary weapons. So there were no rocket launchers, things like that. You had dynamite. I found that shit fun. I'm sure a lot of people got frustrated. But you had like certain like mines that you could plant. You had dynamite that you had to run up, throw it on the road, and then run back, and you had to hit the plunger when they got near. So it was. I got like some crazy kills just running up to a tank, throwing as much dynamite as I can, just like running backwards and then hitting the plunger once they start. They notice me and shoot me, and it was like, fuck it. If I get blown up, I'll get blown up too. I'll take that L. As you can see, it was hilarious. But still, it's still a fun experience. I just see a lot of people who are definitely used to the more modern warfare, or even to the World War II, where again, weaponry was more refined, easier to handle. I think you're going to see a lot of people shy away from it because of the learning curve, and that's a shame, because it's probably going to be a good game. But then again, if you are a competitive person, you'll take the time to learn and then you'll go ahead. Me personally, I don't play competitively, so I guess that's probably why I am able to say that this game was fun and not be too down on it. I mean, again, it has its issues. I had my problems with it, but overall, it was a pretty cool experience. I would like to see more, and that's the thing. I can't just pin all of my opinions on this game from this one map, because this one map I don't feel was the proper representation that this game needed. But we shall see when it comes out. So that's pretty much it. And I wish I would kill this motherfucker. I am a horrible shot in everything. And there you go. There's a nice kill to end things on. But yeah, anyway, guys, feel free. Any questions you have, try to answer them. As always, hit me up. Let me know what you think. And I shall holler at you later. This your boy Black Megas, and I'm out, y'all. Deuces.